Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is pro bodybuilders tools. We'll call them tools because that's the best way that I can use to describe it. And the tools that I'm talking about are the different agents that they use besides steroids. You know, there's this guy that's on the internet. I think they call him the living Ken doll. You know, it's the male counterpart to the Barbie doll. You know, and this guy right here has a dream of looking like that Ken doll. So over the years, he has spent thousands and thousands of dollars to make himself appear like that dog. I mean, from facial reconstruction all the way down to muscle reconstruction. I mean, not necessarily they're doing anything to the muscles, but let's say for the chest, you know, he has implants in his chest, implants in his shoulders to give himself, implants in his chest to make his chest appear to be full. This guy don't lift weights. He don't lift weights or anything that I recall. I don't recall him lifting weights, period. So he want to give his body the illusion of looking muscular without lifting any kind of weights. And that's the way this guy does it. He's doing it with thousands of dollars of implants, from shoulder implants to give his shoulders that round look, chest implants to give himself that full looking chest. And I think the last thing that I saw the guy was doing, he was trying to get someone to put some type of implant over his abs to make himself look like he have real good abs. And I think that was the last thing that I recall him doing. But I know he had implants in his arms, also triceps, and I believe his biceps. The guy like I said, the guy didn't lift weights, but he wanted that muscular look. So over the years, he got different doctors to put these implants in for that. Now, if they are putting implants with a guy like that's not a weightlifter at all, but want to have that appearance of lifting weights, then I'm pretty sure that a lot of today's bodybuilders are using the exact same thing. Because if their shoulders are off a little bit, you know, they can have the surgery and add those implants into those body parts to give the illusion of that body part being full. And pro bodybuilders have done this for years, all the way to as not just implants, but you're talking about synthol. You know, synthol is an oil that they inject into the muscles, the calves, the biceps, to try to add a little bit more roundness, a little bit more fullness to a muscle that's not quite where they want that muscle to be. So bodybuilders are using all kinds of different tools besides steroids to increase what it is that they're doing. You know, we already know that they're using the diuretics, and the diuretics is pretty much allowing them to flush as much water from the body, basically dehydrating the body as much as possible, so that the veins and muscle fibers would show through the thinned out skin from the excessive amount of diuretics and dehydration that they're doing to the bodies. And a very dangerous thing that a lot of them are using is insulin. Insulin will kill you dead as you can die. It would kill you if you get it wrong. You know, when you're injecting a certain amount of insulin into the body, you are causing the body to artificially force glucose into the cells. You know, swelling the cells up, increasing the amount of energy of the cell bodies to increase the amount of energy to the muscles, and that's where the energy has come from. Once the insulin naturally, you have naturally insulin activity in the body that automatically pushes glucose into the cells. The body automatically does that. It automatically does it. That's the way the body is made up. Just like testosterone, the body automatically makes that on its own. Just like the insulin, they are increasing the levels of insulin in the body beyond the natural capabilities of it. Therefore, getting twice the benefit of energy pushed into the muscle, twice the amount of glucose pushed into the muscle, therefore creating a greater amount of energy from the muscles, giving these mass muscles and stuff that we see of the day. So the thing about it is that like I told you before, if you get insulin wrong, it's pretty much a done deal. You're gonna die if you don't watch your sugar levels after that, and try to make sure that you don't bottom them out, to where you can have a stroke or something like that. It's very easy to kill yourself not using a doctor for insulin. And at the same time, just like with adding testosterone to the body, once you do that for a certain period of time, because I can't tell you how long it would take, but once you do it for a certain period of time, your body will naturally stop producing its own testosterone levels as it should do, and it'll gradually start decreasing the amount that is developing for the body, because there is so much artificial testosterone that you're adding to the body. Your body is a perfect machine. It's trying to balance itself. So what it does is start decreasing the natural amount of testosterone that it makes naturally, because of all the artificial testosterone that you are injecting into the body. Now, insulin, it's the same way. As you inject yourself more and more often with insulin, then your body's going to try to balance itself. And the way that it tries to balance itself, it will naturally start decreasing the amount of insulin that it makes on its own, because it has too much, because of what you're adding into it. So one of the drawbacks to that is you being a diabetic once your bodybuilding career is over with, and you basically have forced yourself into being a diabetic because you adding something to the body that the body really don't need at that particular time. Now, if you're a natural person and you naturally are a diabetic, then the medication of insulin can only help you. Just like if you have low testosterone levels and you are being injected to bring your levels up to what's considered to be normal for a normal person, then that's not going to hurt your body, because you are not overtaxing the body with something that is not already used to. So bodybuilding today and of yesterday, they have a tremendous amount of tools and surgeries that they are indulging in to create these artificial bodies to display to you as being natural. And most people that are lovers of the bodybuilding classes, as far as pro is concerned or whatever, most of the ones that are in love with bodybuilding, these certain bodybuilders or whatever, they would call somebody like me a hater, because they're saying that I can't do that. To be honest, they can't do it without doing the necessary things that they're doing to their bodies to make their bodies do it. They can't even do it. So when you say I'm hating because I can't do it, I take that as a compliment, because that's not something I would want to do to my body if it's not necessary for me to survive with. I mean, there's no way I would be playing around with my life with insulin. There's no way I would be messing with my masculinity with steroids. There's no way I would be putting synthol into my body and hope that I don't damage the blood vessels in my body, which would cause me issues later on in my life, or some type of implant that my body may reject or begin to have complications from these different implants and cause some type of an infection, would also cause me to lose my health. So the only thing that I can tell you is that hater or not, whatever you want to call me, I can care less anyway, you know. But the only thing I can tell you, it's already hard enough to live life and be healthy without using anything, without adding in an extra anything to help you, especially with the tools that I've just explained to you that bodybuilders of the day use. It's already hard enough to stay healthy by yourself. Why make it harder using these different drugs to win a trophy, using these different drugs and tools to develop bigger arms, bigger shoulders, all for what? Because it's all temporary. It's all temporary. And if you're doing it the right way, as you get older, you're still going to lose whatever it is that you gain over time anyway, but it will be a lot slower. And in your later years, you tend to be a lot more healthier in the long run. Anyway, that's what I want to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.